we're going to get right into our next topic, and we're going to be talking about startups, so to say. And this is a great a topic here for everybody who's interested in knowing how Siemens actually cooperates with startups. And there's a new portal called Next47. Why Next47? We'll be talking about the main task, the strategic fit into Siemens. And if you're looking for big ideas, great technologies, and innovation that can disrupt industries and create new markets, then, like we said, this is the place to be. That's how Siemens basically started in 1847, and this is a new way of opening up to startups and giving them the opportunity to cooperate with Siemens. But I'm not the expert in the field. The expert is standing right next to me now, so please give a warm welcome. Here's Dr. Ralf Schnell.
Hi, Chris. Thank you.
Nice to have you.
Hey, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure for me to introduce Next47. Our charter is very simple. We have to identify the businesses that will be in the future core for Siemens to save our business for at least as long as the past has been. Chris already mentioned Next47. Why Next47? Some of you may know the company has been founded 1847 by two very interesting guys, Werner Siemens and Georg Halske. And if you're zooming back into that age and look at how they did it, you still see that it is a good textbook and case study still for today to start businesses. Starting businesses is nothing new. And the ingredients of the success of the two guys in 1847 are still valid also for new companies to be built up these days. What is new is that we have a little bit more of a financing environment that helps those startups to grow and to go to market. So, as I said, the charter is looking for new businesses that secure Siemens' future. That's easy said, but not that easy done. Some of you may know that we have been doing that for a while, and we are, I have to say, an integral part of the Siemens innovation ecosystem. That's important to understand, and you see it here. It starts, as always, with a customer. Our regional colleagues are present all over the world. We are getting our ideas about new products and new solutions from our customers. It then goes into the divisions who have spending a lot of development in building new products and new business models. Michael has just told you about the importance of corporate technology. For us as a company that has its DNA in technology-driven innovation, corporate technology is a very important part. And we also have to look outside, what's going on outside in the world. And that is our job as Next47. We have to look into the market, have to see what's going on, try to identify interesting entrepreneurs, interesting companies, and trying to build partnerships in order to then, together with those companies, bring new solutions and new offerings to our customer. That's the charter we have. As I said, we are an integral part of the company, of our whole innovation ecosystem. That is important to understand. We have been doing venture capital for almost 20 years. We have invested 800 million euros, had supported 180 companies. Our current portfolio is 38 companies, partners of us, that we help them in financing and hopefully also help them in business development. Why now launching Next47 at that point in time? Why not going on with the business as usual? And the answer to that is the digital age. The digital age has changed a couple of things quite dramatically in building up businesses which have not been there before. These days, it's much easier to build businesses as a small enterprise and to have meaningful market share. It is much more capital efficient to go to market with a new product. It's much more capital efficient to go to the market with new versions of your product, software products, of course. If you're distributing your software products via internet, you are global from the first time you launch your product already. So that means also the sales and marketing of your products and offerings is much easier. As a consequence, small companies have a higher chance to get significant market share, to change the industry, and that means for us we have to have a closer look who is as new emerging players in the market coming up. I'll give you some examples that you are all aware of, and I'll take examples out of the consumer industry because we all know them. Look at Uber. Uber has changed the industry of mobility in a very short time frame, a couple of years, not more. Amazon and Alibaba have changed the e-commerce, the retail business by introducing relevant e-commerce platforms also in a very short time frame. We all use it. I think we all use Uber, we all use Amazon, maybe some of us here maybe use Alibaba also. Another example is Airbnb. Airbnb has completely changed the industry of hospitality, coming up as a software company in a very short time frame and completely changing the ecosystem. Look at PayPal, the paying service. If you wouldn't have had that paying service, retail would not be possible. So it means PayPal has allowed us to do e-commerce. It's a small company relative to established company like Siemens, but they have really changed the ecosystems. This is consumer businesses, logistics, mobility, retail, fintech, and so on. We have to be prepared that also in our industries, more infrastructure-driven, such things can happen. And therefore, we have to look outside and see who is in the market, who will be the one who changes the industry of mobility, who will be the one who changes the industry of logistics, who will change the environment of design and manufacturing. And that is what we are thinking about. Give you some examples of what keeps us as next47 up. We are thinking about what could be in 10 to 20 years the way of doing industrial design, and how could it be different from today. Some of those techniques you see here on the right side, and Michael mentioned them also in his presentation, they will be instrumental for that. But we're not looking necessarily for technologies, we're looking for people, entrepreneurs and companies who take these technologies and build up new businesses by solving so far unsolved customer demands. It is in industrial design. I think in 20 years, industrial manufacturing will be completely different. What will be the platform that drives urban mobility? Urban mobility is a pain point for all of us. For those who have come with a car to this Hannover Fair this morning, you know what the problem is. How will that be solved? Because the problems are rising and rising. And we have to think about what can we do as Siemens and what can our customers do in order to solve those fundamental problems. And that's what keeps us up. We're talking a lot about artificial intelligence. You know, Michael is heading this department, and I don't want to go into the expert world here, but let me at least do a little bit of that. The algorithms there are existing. I don't think that we will fundamentally invent new algorithms. The challenge for us as an industrial player is how do we take these algorithms and make offerings to our customers. At the moment, it's done more or less as a service. But we have to think about how can artificial intelligence, machine learning, data analytics be used by everyone, and not only by the data scientists in our organizations. How could that be something that our engineers and our designers use in a very pragmatic all-day life? That means how do we make these things more productive and more efficient? That's our task. Our task is not to invent the algorithms, that's been done. Our task is, and that's what we're looking for at Next47, who is out there to make those things more productive and more efficient and come up with new solutions. So we're not funding technology, we're funding people who take technology into real customer pain point solving solutions. That's what we are out for. How are we organized as Next47? It's the 3C here. It is first capital, it's catalyst, and create. In the following session, we talk a little bit about catalyst. There's enough capital in the market these days. Very simple, because there's hardly any way of earning money with fixed income. So all people rush into something that is giving more return. Good companies don't suffer for getting money. Even if you have identified a good company, we are competing with other investors on getting in there, getting them as a partner, and there we have to add more and offer more than simple capital. And that's Catalyst doing. What we are offering is a relationship between a young startup and the whole Siemens ecosystem, be it our customers, be it our regional colleagues, be it our colleagues in the divisions, and so on. And that's our value proposition, and we'll talk a little bit with Brian from Seek right after how we do that. And finally, sometimes we also create businesses within Next47 by taking majority ownership, because capital per se is said to be minority ownerships in a classical venture capital way. But sometimes we also have on our charter to build businesses by captive approaches. But our main focus will be going outside, looking who's there, who are the entrepreneurs who are shaping the industry in the next 10 to 15 years, partnering with them and helping them growing their business. That's our charter. In order to get to those entrepreneurs, you have to be local. Our business is a local business at the end of the day. That means we, as a team, are spread out over the world. Our small team, it's around, I'd say, a little bit less than 70 people at the moment. They are located in Palo Alto, in the Silicon Valley. They are located at the East Coast in Boston, in the United States. We have our office in Munich. We are about to open our office in London. We have been for a long time already in Israel, because Israel is a very creative country, especially in our space. Think about cybersecurity, for example. And of course, these days you have to be in China, because it's one of the most dynamic markets we have in the world. And we are there in Shanghai as well as in Beijing. These are innovation hubs. And if there's another innovation hub coming up and popping up, I think we'll simply go there, because we need to be close to the entrepreneurs in order to catch their ideas, to catch their enterprises, and to trying to team up with them. That's how we do it. That's probably one of the most fascinating things I've ever done in my life, I have to say, to talk to entrepreneurs who have come up with a new idea, who are passionate and are willing to bring that idea to life and to customers. Thank you.